Let's talk about the White House Correspondents Dinner. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And that's why I am not in that room tonight, even though I was invited, because I don't want to sit in a room and pretend it's normal and sip champagne in black tie and ball gowns, pretending that this is normal when it's not. This is not normal Republican versus Democratic politics. The Trump regime is trying to take away press freedom. They are trying to kill the First Amendment. They don't believe in the First Amendment. They don't believe in freedom of the press. Otherwise, they would not be arresting reporters. They would not be searching their homes. They would not be taking their cell phones.
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
I'm at the Washington Hilton. I've been taken out of the main ballroom after the sound of the shots fired. The Secret Service is now in charge of this building, this hotel. I just spoke to Mayor Muriel Bowser. She is on her way, and Chief Jeffrey Carroll is on his way. He will be in charge as soon as he gets here.
Hey, John. I'm going to be honest, nobody knows what's going on, but you'll see there are people literally hiding under tables inside the ballroom of the Washington Hilton. We have seen many different security officers, some of them climbing over the chairs in order to get through this room. There are some people starting to stand up. I see some people walking out. You can see this is the center of the ballroom, the center hall, people walking out now. This commotion happened very suddenly. People dropping to the ground, some still hiding behind tables. Some chairs and people now getting up. One person injured, it appears limping with something on his leg, maybe from the commotion, okay? People that were very shocked as they were falling to the ground trying to seek shelter under the tables.
Here we go again. I don't know why this keep happening. To be truthful, Trump is the only president that has witnessed this almost about 6 times now, if you want to count. At some point, I begin to ask, what suddenly went wrong? If you take a look at what some people are already putting out on social media, you will clearly see that they are insane. Some are starting to say, oh, this was staged. Oh, why is it that there was no security? Why is it that they allow people just to enter, go inside with no checks because they wanted this to happen? I've seen a lot. I'm going to show you. But before I do that, take a look at this.
Has a person in custody after shots were fired at the Correspondents' Dinner. We are now just learning details. It is all brand new. Let's bring in John Roberts. He's on the phone with me right now. John, what can you tell us more about the day?
Well, it didn't appear to actually occur inside the ballroom where we're all assembled for this dinner. The president's up on the dais along with the press secretary, the first lady, a number of other dignitaries, and, of course, literally every member of the cabinet inside the room, a lot of them sitting with us here at Fox. All we heard was the sudden rushing and commotion, and the Secret Service and all of the various agencies that protect people like Speaker Mike Johnson, who was here, came rushing into the room. People were told to get down. They started taking the protectees out. The president was whisked out of here in a heartbeat, along with everybody else who was on the head table up on the dais. It doesn't appear that anything happened inside the room. I'm hearing reports from inside the room here.
As you may have heard early on, we were escorted by Fox Security. By the way, we should give a big applause to our own security staff that worked alongside the Secret Service. And in those chaotic first seconds, I should say, as everybody is taking to the ground and going under tables, and you see the president being escorted out there with the cordon of Secret Service agents, at the same time, our security was jumping to all the executives and all the tables that we had and did a great job. We managed to get out through a back door to a lower point, a holding room where we had a pre-party, and that's when I described these heavily armed Secret Service, full gear, as you're seeing on the screen now, those guys, looking like those guys, came into the room and said you had to get out of this area, run to underneath the Washington Hilton because they were looking for somebody else if there was another shooter. It does not appear there was ever any other threat, but they were clearing room by room. Now, and Sean talked to the president with this Secret Service agent who was shot, but
no president has ever been targeted like what we are witnessing today. Though I understand that now we actually don't know why this person decided to do this, his motives. Taking a look at this tweet from Matt Walsh, just to be clear, the theory that leftists are running with is that the Trump administration somehow convinced a registered Democrat to volunteer to go to prison for the rest of his life so that they could use him as a patsy for a third stage assassination attempt, one that they apparently believe was content mostly to justify building a White House ballroom that is already been built anyway. That is their theory of the case here. If you understand the kind of narrative these people already struggle to craft, like Trump said, this is why we need a ballroom, is the reason of this happened. It gets crazy every single time when something like this happens. People create fake narratives.
Steph, it is honestly unconscionable. Just like you, I've been to many White House Correspondent Dinners. I've been going for the last 10 years, but this year I actually showed up to the Hilton shortly after 8 p.m. And I actually took a scooter right up to the front of the Hilton driveway. And this matters because, as you know, usually there's a lot of protest that's outside of those barricades before you can actually enter into the driveway of the Hilton. But this year, there were no protests outside. Come to find out, the people were actually milling about into the lobby. When I got off of the scooter and in front of the barricade, usually you have to show ID and a ticket. The folks at the security at the gate, and these were not agents, the Secret Service agents, they were not identified as Secret Service agents that I could see at the gate, but they did not ask me to show ID, and they did not even ask me to show a ticket.
As someone who has been here for many of these events, this is the most crowded I've ever seen it.
When you take a look at what people are saying, like there was no security check, then you begin to question, like, why in a place like this, there should be a lot of security, going into history, what we have seen, At some point, I understand that people always craft a different narrative, but looking at it, a lot of questions have already been raised. If you remember, this Secret Service, they're now talking here, these are people Democrats do not want to fund. You should know their importance when things like this are happening. If they did not swiftly react very fast, this could have escalated to something one have not seen in a long time. And these journalists witnessing this, I believe some of them are frightened.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. It's very, very worrisome what happened. Just coincidentally, after they served the appetizers, I walked out to simply go to the men's room, but you have to walk up these stairs and walk out, and which I was doing. And as I was walking back towards the door to get back into the big area where the event was taking place, all of a sudden, I start hearing gunshots in the hall right near me. And the next thing I knew, a police officer threw me to the ground and was on top of me. And I was listening and watching what was going on. And apparently,
I think journalism has never had more access to the leader of the free world than they have right now.
Made America great again, and you've made comedy great again. And
continue to update you. I'm going to end here. Thank you for watching. Please hit the video and share out. As of the social clips at the end, that is for the white algorithm. You can always skip.
Eric Holder on, not that many.
But right now, they are under threat. I think is damaging to Congress.
Gerrymandering means citizens' voice in the Commonwealth. But for our gerrymandering and ensure that in the midterms, and we're counting on you to help in.
Good evening to you. Plus, creating a lot more chaos.
Celebrating the win in yesterday's redistricting.
It's going to lose their congressional representation. How do you think the people in the military know?
In support of that,
That's
until the First Lady brought them back with her surprise statement last week.
How does this benefit?
I'm an actor.
Creative content.
Yeah, why are you not looking forward to the White House fight?
Well, it's kind of a gimmick.
I have 300 plus.